What's up, fellas? So, we're starting off chapter 3 today. Alright? So, my Built Bars. I'll keep this here for some stimulation. Look at that, 8-pack variety. New flavor. It tastes like mint chocolate chip ice cream. It's really nice. Alright, only 140 calories. 17 grams protein. Alright, PPP. So, 3.1. How did the rise of extremism affect international relations? So, the impact of the Great Depression on political ideologies. The U.S. economy collapsed in 1929 due to overproduction, dependence on exports, and protectionist trade policies. The Wall Street crash caused businesses, banks, and citizens to lose money, leading to widespread financial ruin. Mass unemployment created a vicious cycle of less spending and deeper economic problems. People lost trust in their governments, and trade declined, causing worldwide unemployment and economic problems. So, support for extremist groups like communists and fascists grew. Democracies in Britain, France, and the U.S. survived, but weaker democratic governments collapsed. Hitler gained support during the Great Depression through powerful speeches that attacked unemployment and discouraged Germans. My back is killing me. He blamed Germany's weak democratic government and the Treaty of Versailles for the country's problems. Nazis used organized violence, and their 1923 Munich Putsch led to Hitler's arrest. Germany's economy improved temporarily, but the Wall Street crash led to chaos. Hitler appointed Chancellor after the Nazi Party became biggest political party in 1933. He also removed opposition and turned Germany into a totalitarian and one-party fascist state. So now let's talk about 3.1b, the impact of the rise of dictatorship on relations between powers. So by 1933, major nations like Italy, USSR, Germany, and Japan were controlled by dictatorships. These governments used censorship, propaganda, and military force to control their people. The rise of dictatorships reignited tensions between world powers and damaged international relations. Nazism in Germany. Hitler's rise threatened the stability of Europe and reversed Germany's improved foreign relations. France feared a rearmed Germany and returned to a hard-line stance to protect its security. Italy, they opposed Hitler's ambitions toward Austria, supporting the Austrian government and strengthening ties with France and Britain. Hitler's anti-communist and expansionist plans, they threatened the USSR and its security. Stalin, Russia, tried to form alliances with Britain and France, but failed due to their own political instability. Britain and France distrusted Stalin's Russia, seeing it as a greater threat than Hitler's Germany. Military dictatorship in Japan. So, Japan's weak democracy, it collapsed as people blamed the government for economic problems. The military took over, hence Japan was made a dictatorship under Emperor Hirohito and Admiral Saito. So, Japan began expanding in Asia, threatening China and raising international concern. Japan withdrew from the League and broke arms agreements, then allied with Germany against communism. Italy later joined, creating a trio of aggressive dictatorships opposed to the USSR. The alliance alarmed Britain, France, and the US, and it was seen as a threat to international peace and democracy. So, fascism in Italy. Mussolini was respected abroad, but Italy faced economic problems and his popularity home was falling. He wanted a major foreign policy success to boost support and admired Hitler's bold challenges to the Treaty of Versailles. Seeking weak responses from Britain and France, Mussolini shifted toward forming a closer relationship with Germany. Mussolini turned aggressive, invaded Abyssinia, and allied Italy with Germany. Global tension increased because Britain and France refused to ally with the USSR. So, 3.1c. Now, where were we? Yeah, the foreign responses to the Civil War in Spain. My back. All right, look. Spain, they faced deep political divisions during the Great Depression, weakening its democracy. Monarchists, liberals, socialists, communists, and anarchists wanted different futures for Spain. Some groups wanted independence for their regions rather than unity under Spain, and Spain's main political groups led to weak governments, a coup in 1923, and ongoing instability after the Depression. Left-wing and right-wing groups formed opposing alliances, but neither could control the government, causing violence and chaos. Conflict escalated into Spanish Civil War, ending with Franco's victory and a military dictatorship. Nationalists expected quick victory, but Republicans resisted strongly and held major cities. Franco asked Hitler and Mussolini for support, claiming to stop communism. Germany and Italy aided Franco, turning Spain's conflict into a major international issue, and Britain and France avoided involvement and supported non-intervention to prevent conflict with Germany. With no help from the democracies, the Spanish Republicans turned to the USSR for support. Italy supported Franco to gain glory, spread propaganda, and showed leadership against communism. Germany used the Spanish Civil War to test its military and manipulate Italy while supplying both sides to prolong the conflict. The USSR helped the Republicans just enough to resist but not win, aiming to protect its security without sparking Western backlash. If y'all hear like chopping, my grandma's making some onions right now. I'm sorry. All right. International brigades of foreign volunteers fought for the Republicans. Bro, that's loud, bro. All right. Franco established a repressive government similar to Hitler and Mussolini, but supported the church and did not persecute Jews. Spain stayed out of World War II, and Franco ruled until 75. So now 3.1d. The aims and impact of Hitler's expansionist policies. Right? So, Hitler, he aimed to overturn the Treaty of Versailles and recover lost German territory. He sought to unite all German-speaking people, starting with Australia, and he built up Germany's military and promoted Lebensraum to gain more territory, more living space. Lebensraum means more living space. All right, from 1934, I just got an email. From 1934 to 38, he largely succeeded using threats and diplomacy, avoiding war for the time being. Hitler gradually undermined the Treaty of Versailles while appealing peaceful to Europe, especially Britain. He isolated nations that he wanted to expand into, while convincing others that his actions were justified. In 1935, the Saar region was returned to Germany after a plebiscite. Hitler used the Saar vote as propaganda to boost his image and reassure France. So this is long as hell, bro. Wait. Oh. Alright, rearmament, right? So Hitler rebuilt Germany's army and reintroduced conscription, defying the Treaty of Versailles. We're at 9 minutes. Luftwaffe was publicly announced in 1935, though secretly formed in 1933. Hitler intended to rearm Germany, ignoring the Treaty of Versailles. Britain and France and Italy formed the Stresa Front in 1935 to oppose German expansion. The agreement was weak and vague, failing to stop Hitler's rearmament. Britain weakened the front by signing the Anglo-German Naval Agreement without consulting France or Italy. Mussolini invaded Abyssinia, faced sanctions from Britain and France and withdrew Italy from the Stresa Front and League of Nations. Germany's rearmament and Britain's acceptance alarmed France, leaving it feel isolated. USSR also worried about German aggression. In 1935, France and USSR signed a mutual assistance treaty to support each other if attacked. Remilitarization of the Rhineland in 1936. In 1936, Hitler remilitarized the Rhineland, defying the Treaty of Versailles, and faced no military resistance. Britain accepted Hitler's actions, while France and the USSR saw them as a serious threat. Neither France nor the USSR acted against Germany, lacking confidence and British support. So, the Anschluss in 1938. Hitler aimed to unite Germany and Austria despite being forbidden by the treaties. 1934, Austrian Nazi revolt failed due to Mussolini's military threat, showing Germany wasn't strong enough yet. By 1936, alliances, Italy and Japan, and involvement in Spain gave Germany military experience and removed obstacles to Anschluss. In March 1938, Hitler achieved Anschluss, uniting Austria with Germany without military opposition. Britain, France, and Italy protested but took no action. Germany gained population, resources, and a stronger strategic position, threatening countries. So, in Sudetenland in 1938, Hitler's aim to bring Sudetenland to Germany. 3.5 million German speakers. The Nazis stirred unrest, and Hitler claimed he was protecting their right to self-determination. His speech tried to make Britain and France see the claim as fair and unthreatening. So, catch President Beneš saw Hitler stirring unrest to justify invading Czechoslovakia, to concede the Sudetenland, believing Germany's claim was reasonable. Hitler's real goal was full conquest of not just Sudetenland. Of Czechoslovakia, not just Sudetenland. Alright. Wait, please. Alright, Czechoslovakia in 1939. At Munich Conference, Britain, France, Germany, and Italy agreed Germany could take the Sudetenland. Chamberlain and Hitler signed an agreement promising no further territorial demands. Chamberlain claimed peace for our time, but many doubted Hitler's trustworthiness. March 1939, Hitler occupied the rest of Kech, forcing President Hoxha to comply under threat of bombing. Britain and France took no action. Czechoslovakia was destroyed. And now Poland in 1939. In April 1939, Hitler demanded Danzig and access across the Polish corridor. These demands broke the 1934 non-aggression treaty and Paris peace agreements. On September 1st of the 1939, Germany invaded Poland, showing the demands were a prelude to full conquest. Thank you guys. Enjoy.